I never thought I'd be making a video on this specific YouTuber, but there has been some drama in the speedrunning community. But if you don't know what drama I'm talking about, or this just isn't your side of YouTube, this is Ludwig, and he is in some drama over his speedrunning charity event that he is hosting. But this is him addressing it real fast. If you haven't already yet, please subscribe. We are growing crazy. We're about to hit 1,000. Let's get it.
Usually when I upload a video, I have a good idea of how it's going to be received, whether people liked it or didn't like it. And when I uploaded my last video, I knew a few of you would be upset because I basically duped you into watching an ad for my next event. However, I thought, fuck it, dude. It's my channel. The event's for charity. I should promote it. So I uploaded it anyway. However, what I didn't anticipate was a shit ton of people who were mad at me over on twitter.com. And it's not for that reason at all. It's for something completely different. And we're here talking about drama once again. This time I'm in the drama so I can explain exactly what went down. There was like a trending Twitter page called The Problems with Ludwig's Speedrunning Event. And the event, if you haven't heard of it, is called Fast 50. It is a speedrunning charity marathon event that is 50 hours long, trying to raise money for No Kid Hungry and Wings for Life. We do like an event for No Kid Hungry every year, and thankful to a lot of your support. We are one of the larger donors to No Kid Hungry. I'm very proud of that fact. Proud to also now start working with Wings for Life. I think it'll be a fucking killer event. And this was the graphic that I attached along with the trailer that showed some of the...
Yes, this is when he posted this graphic is when I started to see a lot of the drama pop up on my Twitter page. A lot of people had the issues that these are all Ludwig's friends. These aren't small streamers like he kind of promoted it to be. A lot of people also had the issue of they're all white guys besides one Asian guy. I think his name is Liam.
Creators who are going to be involved. You know, people like Point Crow, Moist Critical, Alfred, people you might recognize as speedrunning or speedrunning adjacent creators. You might notice something that is missing from this graphic, however. People that aren't white or dude. There's a lot of white guys, all right? And I got a bit of heat for that online. How did Ludwig manage to put together 19 white guys and one Asian guy, shout out Liam, for a speedrunning event, not one headlining woman? And then there's even more tweets. And by the way, I should say this right now. I have tried to blur out as best I can everybody's name and identity. I never want people to go for bat for me. Don't defend me, man. All right? All you should do is watch the thing that I put out. If you like it, hell yeah. If you don't, that's okay. Stop watching me, but never feel the need to defend me. I'm okay. I can defend myself. I'm an adult man in this world, and I don't want anyone getting in battles on my behalf. Anyway, this tweet read...
That's an awesome take. I 100% agree with that. You don't need to be batting for streamers. Like, obviously, if you support them, watch the video, comment, like, but don't get into fights online with random people.
Why is there not a single woman in Ludwig's speedrun thing? Ain't no way. And then GTM posted rightfully that well, here is just an example of one woman who is participating in it. And then they said, that's good to hear. I'm happy that she will have that kind of opportunity to represent women in speedrunning. It does feel last minute as a way to cover up the negligence, but still dope to see. And then Laura, thankfully confirmed, no, he actually contacted me way before the initial trailer dropped. I just thought he didn't want me. No, definitely wanted Laura. Laura's a great speedrunner. So, you know, I'm not trying to sit here and tokenize.
So obviously we got to look at this as a marketing. He's trying to market a new event. Ludwig is trying to promote something new. So I can see why he put who he did on there. These are a lot of other famous YouTubers who have big channels that are going to bring their audience over here. And
yeah, I got this fucking woman and this black dude and also this Asian guy. Like that's cringe. I don't need to tokenize the people who are going to my event. It is not all white dudes, okay? There are a lot of white guys. That is fair. But that's just because I asked people who I knew personally who are like speedrunning creators, and a lot of them happen to be white. And I wasn't going through like I'm a fucking admissions board saying, sorry, man, we can't allow you, Point Crow. All right, man, it's just not going to work out for you. I didn't do that. But safe to say, there are many more people than just white dudes attending. And a lot of people were also upset that they weren't included in the graphic and they were relegated to and more. And the simple reason for that is because I'm still working on getting everybody in the schedule and in the event. I will be honest, I was a bit of a size queen, so I put a lot of the larger creators there because that'd be a bigger poll.
It's just how it is. He's playing the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. He's attracting larger audiences by using other large creators. And it sucks that you're put to the and more, but you're still going to hopefully get a boost from these other large content creators bringing in their larger audience.
Well, so I was able to reach out to them as opposed to people I didn't know who I had to reach out to get contact information with. And it was harder to confirm them as opposed to like Charlie, who very cool for me, I can just message on Discord. So I hope that makes sense, but that's why the graphic didn't include people who...
If you heard the lightning, I'm sorry. It's a lot of lightning here.
On my end for not just recognizing that. The optics of it, at least. Anyway, the next thing people were mad about for the event was the fact that the video was called GDQ's in Big Trouble. Someone posted, Ludwig advertises his new speedrun event by calling a different speedrun event bad. Now, I didn't call the speedrun event bad. I thought this title was much more tongue-in-cheek in my mind. I didn't read it as GDQ's in big trouble because they're going to shit. I read it as that because like, oh, I'm entering the scene. GDQ, step aside.
People are just butthurt. Everyone on the internet is going to find something to be butthurt about. He didn't call GDQ bad. He didn't call him trash. He knows he's a big content creator and he can pull a lot of views.
He was in the video. If you actually watch the video, I was quite complimentary of GDQ. In fact, this is what I said about him. And GDQ, by the way, is still a thing. It's bigger than ever. It's amazing. They raised like over $45 million in their career. Every event raises like $2.5 million. They have thousands and thousands of people showing up live, hundreds and hundreds of different competitors. But I kind of miss when it was like small. And all I said is like, I missed when it was smaller and I wanted to make something that felt like what I felt in my heart when I watched GDQ way back in the day. Not to say it's bad to be big. GDQ is amazing. I could not do what they do. Literally just couldn't get that many people in a room and raise that amount of money. But I feel like I can do something that would raise a lot of money for charity and would be fun to watch. And in fact, I also said this. And by the way, I just do want to clarify. I know the title's a little clickbait. I'm not trying to compete or take out GDQ. I mean, shit, I'm still going to watch SGDQ when it happens later this summer. But I literally said I'd watch it, and I understand the title's clickbait, but, you know, it's also part of the game of being a YouTuber. So anyway,
I think my power's about to go out.
GDQ. They should exist. We should
I'm going to cry.
I'm not competing with GDQ. I couldn't even compete with GDQ. We are totally separate things. Now, there was even more concern, it doesn't end, that Ludwig's speedrunning event came out about how I thought it would. He's not a speedrunner, so he's not invested in growing the hobby. He had an idea for something he thought he could make money and grow his brand off of, and that's it. The call for runners was engagement bait. Now this
Which I think that tweet is crazy because Ludwig's always done speedruns.
kind of pissed me off because I'm not even making money on the event. The event is currently poised to lose $80,000, and that's just based off how much we've sold the event for, the revenue, minus the cost of goods, how much it costs to like fly everybody out there and set up the whole production for it, and that's fine. Honestly, a first event losing money is pretty normal. It happened for chess boxing. It happened for my live event. Usually the second one, the third one, the fourth one, if it works out great, we'll start making money, which is also cool. But ultimately for this one, I don't care too much. If it breaks even every year, that's cool because the goal is to raise money for charity, not to make a lot of money. And if the idea is that I'm somehow trying to use the speedrunning scene for clout, then I went to the wrong fucking community, brother. Like, let's be real with ourselves. The speedrunning community is not exactly the one that you go to for that, right? I would start going to kick.com and then picking people's food off their tray. That's where the clout is nowadays.
He's not lying. For him to go clout chasing for a demographic or genre of internet hobbyists, speedrunning ain't it. It's not where the money's at unless you're doing a $10,000 bounty from Moist Critical. He's not making any money. Him and QT have talked about how a lot of the times their endeavors do not make them money until way later down the road.
Hate on the stream, but that is not at all it. I just think speedrunning is really cool, and I wanted to make something that I thought was cool. Plain and simple. More concerns. If you're wondering why speedrunners are upset with Ludwig, think of it this way. Company posts an ad for a new IT job. Tons of qualified IT people apply, but it doesn't matter. The ad is just for appearance because that job is always going to the boss's son. Also diversity. Now, this one is because I tweeted out about this event, or vaguely about this event, about a month ago. I said, I got a crazy idea for event. If there are any speedrunners who want to be a part of it, hit me up.
I do remember that.
Right? That was the tweet. And I actually had a shit ton of replies from this. And then people are assuming that I actually didn't invite any people from this. I just invited all of my friends, which frankly just isn't true. Like, In the video itself, I did say this. I never said this was like a speedrunner event for just speedrunners like GDQ. I thought to myself, well, shit, I got a kick-ass team here at Offbrand. I'm friends with a lot of amazing speedrun creators. What if I make my own charity speedrunning marathon?
And I think that's where it got a little confusing. When I first was watching this video, I was like, yeah, I remember that. He said that this was going to be for smaller streamers, this is going to be for smaller speedrunners. But watching the videos back, I mean, he said it right there. OTK, offline TV, whichever it is, it's for his own team, which you got to realize is which is also other big creators, because he is at a level that he is friends with all the big creators. So, of course, his friends are going to be involved. But he's also going to add some little guys to it. But it's not going to be 100% little guys promo time for the speedrunning community, which it is how it is.
Goal was always to create a charity speedrunning marathon event with my creator speedrunning friends. Like that was the goal. But I also wanted to include a ton of dope speedrunners. And from this tweet, I got a bunch of dope speedrunners. Like, this is not an exhaustive list, but this is just 10 people I thought of off the top who I discovered just from this tweet. Outrageous Josh, Visuals, Laura, Tevin, all these people came from that tweet, right? Like the other people, sure, I did reach out to them beforehand, you know, like a Point Crow or a Doug, but I don't think that means that I didn't follow through. You know, not 100% of the event is people from that tweet, but it's pretty close to, like, you know, 50-50, 60-40. I invited a great amount of people who are going to show off their speedrunning talents from that. And it's been a little bit of a bummer because I've been trying to hype up this event, but the drama surrounding it is getting way more attention than, like, the actual cool shit involved. Like, just today, this was announced.
We are doing another $10,000 speedrun challenge here in collaboration with Ludwig's speedrunning event. Ludwig has put together a beautiful charity speedrunning event that'll last from May 31st to June 2nd. And our little speedrun bounty challenge actually has its own little showcase for our previous games, as well as this new one that I'm introducing today. Ours is actually starting ahead of the event, so that way runners can have time to get familiar with it and master it, find new tech, and just become the fucking speedrun god of another crab's treasure. That's the game, baby. I figured, let's do it for one of my favorite games of the year, another...
And not as many people are talking about the fact that we have a cool $10,000 bounty for another crab's treasure that is led by Charlie for the Fast 50 event, as are talking about the fact that I'm, like, sexist or are using speedrunners for clout or only invited fake speedrunners because they're speedrunning creators. That's fucking pissing me off, man. It's annoying. All I want to do is make something that I think is cool. I think speedrunning is cool. I watch a lot of speedrunning content and also raise money for charity. That's it. That is the whole thing that I want to do. And I'm not saying people cannot have criticism, but the one criticism...
I see where he's coming from. If I was in his shoes, I'd be pissed off too, because to a certain point, drama brings new eyes. People who haven't seen your content before see it for themselves and be like, oh, this is something kind of cool. Like, I'm going to watch it just to see how it goes.
That I saw that I fucking hate is that people are calling certain speedrunners like fake speedrunners. Maybe just because they have, like, a following or a YouTube channel or something. But, like, that to me is too cringe. Like, why draw the line there? And I felt like a lot of people were almost gatekeeping the speedrunning scene. And there was even one Twitter user who said something to the effect of, this is not a speedrunning event. And that person, I'm going to try to leave them unnamed here. But I replied to them. I was like, bro, the gatekeeping's crazy, skull emoji. And then you know, that blew up. That post got very big. They took down their Twitter account for a while. And I've talked to them offline. And if you are one of the people who harassed them, shame on you. You're cringe as fuck. Please don't do that ever again, ever. But ultimately, like, that is something that has bothered me. That is why I replied to it. And I don't think that was their stance after talking to them further. But the fact that, like, someone counts as a speedrunner and someone else doesn't, like what judges it? Do you have to have a good enough time? Like, what makes you an official speedrunner? To me, it's if you have passion for the scene, if you care about, like, speedrunning as a concept, and if you support, like, other speedrunners and try speedrunning. That's it. Like that's the barrier to entry.
I appreciate that stance. This is one of the reasons why I really like Ludwig as a creator. He had a tweet blow up responding to a hater. They got a lot of backlash from Ludwig's community. Ludwig talks to them offline to try and come to some kind of middle ground. It sounds like they did. We'll never know.
In my mind, that should be the barrier of entry in my mind. And the sad part of all of this is it's made this weird division with people who maybe watch me or who maybe agree with my thoughts on this, and then the speedrunning community, as if us two are at odds. Well, the whole point of this is that I was trying to do something with the speedrunning community, you know, with other speedrunners for a greater cause of raising money for charity. I don't want to be at fucking odds with the speedrunning community. That's not the goal. If I left this and did this event doing that, it would be a huge fucking failure in my eyes. And I've had a lot of people give me advice like this. This is probably one of the worst communities to be in. If you don't have your own little in-group, it's filled with elitist, self-centered, narcissistic children and adults who act like children. We see that with the Ludwig event now.
In today's age of the internet, I feel like that's everywhere. It's not just one single community. It's every community has the elitists, the people who think they're better than others because they've been doing it for longer. That's sadly something a lot of people have to deal with.
Get the fuck out of the speedrunning community. It sucks. And it's quote retweeting someone saying it rocks. And I couldn't agree less. This is what I posted. I'll just read a bit of it here, but I really think that's wrong. Like, ultimately, the speedrunning community is incredibly inclusive, but it also makes it somewhat hostile because it is so inclusive. And they're worried about maybe letting someone in that could ruin what is special. And I think a lot of this gets lost in the Twitter translation. It seems like people are way more antagonistic, way more hostile, and treating this with like zero tact or respect as we would have if we were like talking in person. And I know that I didn't do the best with the launch of this. Like, it would have been much better if I launched this with the entire group of people who are participating. But I'll be honest, I failed here because I was a bit slow. I'm the only person doing outreach with creators, and I am also not the fastest messenger because I do spend sometimes 7 hours of my day shooting 3-point basketball shots. So I miss messages sometimes. I'm still working on part of the schedule, and I will have it out early next week. And I know that is a fault of mine, but I just assumed that based off my track record and the events I'd done in the past, that I would have like the good grace and like that little bit of charitability that, oh yeah, Ludwig probably isn't just going to do an event full of dudes and only his friends and not invite any of the people he tweeted out and replied to it. Like, I assumed I would have that good grace. And maybe I was wrong to think that. But either way, this is not turning me off from the event. If anything, it makes me more excited to prove to everybody that we can make a kick-ass event, both for the people attending it and then the people online and the speedrunning community at large. I am not trying to take over anything. I need to say this again. I am not trying to be a rival with anyone. I'm just trying to be the guy that I am, making something that I think is cool with the resources that I have, both monetarily and like, you know, the friends, the contacts, the connections. Because it is not as possible for another speedrunning charity event to get like the creators involved as it is for me. In the same way that I can't get all the world's best runners in a room together plus 3,000 people. You know, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses. So anyway, that was the big fucking drama. I tried to touch on basically every single point that I saw. I hope I addressed them all correctly.
And I think he did. When you are at the level of Ludwig, the amount of eyes that are on you, everything you're going to do is scrutinized. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, and people are going to have something to say about it. I think you're doing an amazing job. I'm excited that you're excited to continue this. I think it's going to be awesome for both the speedrunning community, your friends, all the smaller creators that have been invited. I think it's going to be awesome. You're going to raise a lot of money, and I can't wait to watch it myself. How do y'all feel about this? What are y'all's thoughts on this upcoming event? Are you going to watch it? Are you going to support it? Or are you going to boycott it? Because that's what you want to do. Let me know in the comments. Again, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We are killing it right now. The growth is crazy. And I can't wait to see y'all for the next video. Bye, guys.